Sparta, the place where humans turned to stone. As the sun slowly rose from behind the Taygetos mountains, the Laconian plain lay in silence. This silence was natural, because life here is not lived by sound, but by discipline. Even the wind blows harshly in Sparta. Even the land is not soft. This city, Sparta, was not founded to make people comfortable. This city was founded to transform people into something else. To be born here is not a gift, but an obligation. Birth, not the place where life begins. When a child is born into this world, joy is short-lived, because joy comes long after the decision. The baby is placed before the elders and is examined silently. Its arms, legs, and breath. Sparta knows this very well. Those who are weak today will break the ranks tomorrow. If the body is flawed, its fate is already drawn. This is not a punishment. This is the continuation of order. For those who continue their lives, there is another truth. The body no longer belongs to the mother, but to the state. The short time between mother and child. In Sparta, motherhood is not sacred. It is a duty. A woman may love her child, but she cannot become attached to it. Because attachment weakens, it is a sign of frailty. The mother knows this. The child is not raised for herself, but for the ranks of tomorrow. 7 years pass. After 7 years, the child is taken away. A mother's tears are not shameful, but no one stops it. Because in Sparta, nothing is more important than the needs of the state. The place where childhood ends. They are all gathered together. The same clothing, the same hair, and the same hunger. Even names lose their importance. There is no individual, there is the group. They shiver on cold nights, but none of them asks for a covering. Because asking for a covering means accepting weakness. Hunger, the most loyal teacher. Food is scarce, it is always scarce. Hunger hardens the muscles. It sharpens the mind even more. Children learn to steal, but they learn even more how not to be caught. Punishment is not for theft. Punishment is for incompetence. In this city, Sparta, life teaches this. To survive requires intelligence before strength. Getting used to pain, they are beaten, but they do not scream. Screaming is shame, silence is virtue. When a child falls to the ground, no hand is extended. They are expected to rise by their own effort. Because in war, no one will lift you up. Here, pain is not an enemy, but a teacher. The silencing of emotions. Mercy is not taught to Spartans. Fear is suppressed, grief is hidden, because emotions create gaps within a person. A warrior does not feel. If he feels, he dies. That is why children are first distanced from humanity, and then they are made into soldiers. The Helots, the invisible world. The fields of Sparta are fertile, but this fertility does not come from Spartan hands. Those who work the land are the Helots. They do not speak, and they are invisible. Invisible. But their numbers are quite large, and this excess gives rise to fear. Therefore, fear is kept alive. Fear turned into law. Every year, war is declared on the Helots. This has become a tradition. In this way, killing is not a crime. Thus, fear always remains alive. Sparta rules the Helots not with chains, but with constant threat. Those sent into the night, some young men are chosen. They have no names. They live in the shadows. They descend at night, silently. They follow the strongest Helot, because power is always dangerous. And they take his life. This is not murder. This is training. The place of women. Women in Sparta do not remain silent, because silence is weakness for them. They run. They shout. They humiliate men. Because if a man feels fear, he will die the next day. A mother looks at her son and says, "If you return, return with your shield." This is not a prayer. This is an order. Marriage and lineage. Even marriage in Sparta belongs to the state. The goal is not love, but the continuation of the bloodline. Strong bodies are preferred. The weak are excluded, because Sparta cannot leave its future to chance. A mind ready for war. A Spartan warrior is not alone, and he cannot be alone. What keeps him standing are those beside him. Shields unite. Steps are taken at the same time. If one person falls, a gap appears, and a gap means death. The place where running is unforgivable. Running away is the greatest crime, because the one who runs disrupts the order. If a soldier loses his shield, even if he lives, he is dead. Society disregards him. Women turn their faces away because he selfishly thought only of himself. The end waiting at the narrow pass. One day they stand in a narrow pass. Before them stand countless enemies. They have the chance to flee, but they do not flee, because this life is built upon not running away. Even if they die, the order does not break. Slow decay, time passes, wars are won, but something inside diminishes. The number of citizens decreases. New people are not accepted. The system is very rigid, but it is also fragile. And one day, rigidity collapses under its own weight. What remains of Sparta? Sparta did not leave behind great works. It did not write songs, nor did it erect statues. But it left behind one question: how much can a human be sacrificed for the state? This question continued to live even long after Sparta had fallen. Finally, Sparta bent and shaped humanity. It made soldiers, but it paid the price of humanity. That is why it is still spoken of today. Because some states fall, but the traces they leave behind are never erased. Don't forget to subscribe to truly understand history and follow the trace of humanity.